After many months of dead silence and waiting, we finally have the SKATER XL multiplayer update on all platforms. Well, mostly all platforms. During the rollout, it was a pretty staggered release. We had PS4 getting an update first overall. There wasn't very many problems with PS4 and PS5. There were some crash issues here and there, but for the most part, everybody had a good time playing it on day one. A couple hours after the PS4 and PS5 update, Xbox received their update, and that whole entire day was a mess. Nobody could play their game on Xbox at all. It was completely broken. But it seems to be working now. So the release on Xbox didn't go quite as planned. They had to actually take a whole entire day to fix it. And finally, we're up and running on all platforms. So PC received their update the next day. But the main point about this video today is Easy Day Studios have been communicating to us, finally, stuff that we've been wanting to hear for a long time. And I want to show you guys what has been going on since this update has dropped. So we're going to start off today's video on Instagram, actually, because if you go here, you'll actually find SKATER XL has been answering questions in the comment section. And a lot of these questions people have been asking are really good questions, honestly. And I'm going to click open the comments because you'll see that SKATER XL has been replying quite a bit to people. So the first comment that I see here that actually has a reply from SKATER XL is Bob DeSwan says, "Don't work on Xbox." And this was 2 days ago. So as of right now, it's actually working. But SKATER XL says it should work. Make sure you restart your console. Make sure you're on version 1.2.2.6. So basically all they said is the update is working on Xbox now. It should be working. If you scroll down here, Bob DeSwan also says, asking them how they could have a guy sitting at courthouse pointing at 17 seconds left when they are releasing that would be so cool. And then SKATER XL says, oh yeah, there's a dude sitting at the courthouse, ... And then Bob says, I'm sure you are bringing this soon, can't wait. So what the heck do they mean? Well, let's take a quick look here. I have the trailer open right now, and they say at 17 seconds left, and I've heard this myself too. I believe that there actually is a guy sitting down at the courthouse, which I don't really understand. So let's take a look at that really quick. So if you look at this video here, if you pause the trailer at 1:10, you can see there's a guy sitting down right there in the middle of the courthouse. He seems to be slowly going backwards, which tells me that he might not actually be an NPC. That actually might be a player. So there's two things that this could be, and they could be telling us right here. So right now on PC, there's an object dropper mod that allows you to spawn in NPCs. So you can basically spawn in people that are sitting down, like NPCs that aren't real. Some of them move and have animations. Some of them are static, they don't move at all. But what I'm seeing here with this one, it doesn't actually look like that though. It doesn't look like an NPC. The reason that he's falling backwards, it makes me feel like this is a player that is actually bailing and he's in slow motion. So it could just be a player falling in a very clever way to make it look like they're actually sitting down in the video. But that is just kind of weird to include in the trailer, in my opinion. So I want to see more about that. So let's carry on here. Another comment that's really popular says no stats menu. And out of all these comments here, I don't see any reply to any of these types of comments about the stats menu. So if we're talking about the skateboarding itself, they haven't replied to that, I don't believe. So we're still waiting on some news about that. This comment right here is very important as well too, and I caught this one, and they actually replied to this too. It says, stop neglecting the community, please. You guys have so much potential for this game, but it seems like you don't care to continue with these updates and talk to the community. And that's basically where we're at with this game. They don't talk about updates before they happen, it seems, with this game a lot. But if you go down and see here, SKATER XL replied, this ain't the last update, my man. More is coming. So we have an official confirmation that there's more updates coming in the future. So don't worry. The number one comment on this post actually is right here. It says the amount of progress this game has made since the release is crazy. Keep up the solid development. Which a lot of people seem to have a lot of hate for because they don't agree with this post. So a lot of people are replying to this comment saying that they don't agree. You know, I'm happy that we have multiplayer, but I do need to get some stats on console, man. This is not funny. We need stats on console. So right here, here's another huge one that you guys might have missed because this one only has 24 likes. Look at this. Nintendo. Did the release for Nintendo fall through? Love the game. Thanks for the update. We're still working on it. So this is the first time we're hearing news about Nintendo Switch since early this year, and they're still working on it apparently, so I'm stoked about that. So there's lots of stuff we're picking apart from this little comment section that we have been asking for a long time. It'd be so nice to hear this news officially somewhere to all people, but just to kind of spread the word, I want to get this out to you guys because I don't think people really know about this, man. Like, nobody knows that they're actually still working on it. And right in the middle of the comment section here, Brawl Unit says, which is, Brawl Unit is one of the best mappers in the modding community, and he makes some of the best maps in SKATER XL. He says, good to hear from you guys, and good to see the game is still alive. It's time to give the game a stats menu, guys, and if you guys need help with maps, my DMs are still open for you guys. So Brawl is offering help to SKATER XL to make better maps for the game, and even he thinks that there should be a stats menu in the game. So here's the thing that I'll say about a stats menu. I think there should be options for different settings in SKATER XL. I don't think a stats menu necessarily is the best option for a skateboarding game because it's a very messy way to implement different settings in the game. So you could just add presets, very simple clickable presets, hardcore mode, easy mode, blah, blah, blah. And you could do it that way. A stats menu is very complicated, but it's good to have that as an option. Session offers a stats menu in their core game as an option. It's not needed, but it's there in case you want it. And I think that would be very good for SKATER XL too. You don't need it, but if you want it, it could be there and it should be there. Or maybe they can just import my settings or somebody else's settings and maybe have like 10 options to choose from or something like that. That would make it very easy for you guys to pick settings. There are ways to make the controls make it so you don't have to pop so high. We just need to hear back from them about what their idea about the future of this game is, because we haven't heard their plans for any of that stuff yet. So I want to hear about that. So there's one more comment that I was looking for on this post that I saw yesterday that I can't actually find today. It might be deleted. There was a question about crossplay. Someone asked crossplay, question mark. And SKATER XL replied and said, not at the moment. And maybe they had to delete it because they're not going to plan on adding that, but I'll just communicate to you guys what was said. Someone asked for crossplay, they said no, not yet, which kind of implies that it might be coming in the future. I'm not sure why I can't find the comment. Maybe they deleted the comment because that's not correct. But what it seemed like is that they're planning to have crossplay. So just take that with a grain of salt. I couldn't actually find that comment today. It might have been deleted. It probably still could be there, but there's over 1,500 comments, so it's hard to find everything. Another good thing about PC is mods were not affected at all. Since they have not updated the game at all, like there's no gameplay improvements at all, so the stats menu still works. The reason why the stats menu still works is because they haven't changed the physics at all. So there you go. If you need help installing mods for SKATER XL, you can join my Discord down below. I have a modding guide with a visual tutorial and a written tutorial, as well as a big list of mods that are working for the new update. Going forward, I have no idea what their plans are with communication. I hope they continue to answer questions like this every so often, because it's very important that we know that the game is still being worked on. Every time there's an update or has been an update, they kind of go into hiding for a little bit. They don't really say too much, but it does not mean that the development has stopped, and it never has been. Everybody is asking in that comment section about the stats menu. It's very obvious they see those comments because they're replying to everything else, but they're not reacting to them. So that's very concerning for me because I want them to actually make a statement about what their idea about the core gameplay actually is. It doesn't have to be a stats menu. There's different ways to make the controller, function in a way that you can make it pop high and low. There's different ways to implement this, and I just want to see an official confirmation about what their plans are for the core gameplay. So SKATER XL released this update patch note thing on Steam, and let's take a look at this really quick. It says here, which is pretty important to note, multiplayer free skate is our first step in opening up social modes in the game and features. The way that that's worded is very interesting. It says the first step. So there's more to come in my opinion here. I think they're going to add more game modes to multiplayer. That's what it seems like. Smooth frame rates and a lag-free experience are so important to SKATER XL's physics-based gameplay, and given the extra processing and complexity of running online multiplayer, we wanted to make sure that this update would feel as good as possible for those on low-end systems. Alongside the development of multiplayer features, work began back in January on optimizing many of the systems and assets in the rest of the game. A huge number of hours have gone into turning over every stone in a reworking code, 3D assets, lighting, shaders, and more alongside the multiplayer systems themselves to squeeze out extra performance and FPS. The game now runs and feels significantly smoother on low-end gaming PCs, and I can actually confirm this too. I've been getting higher frames on my PC lately on the new update, which is really good to see. So that's about it. We have heard all the news. I mean, there's better performance overall, better frame rate on PC. Multiplayer is officially added now, and it's their first iteration of what they plan to add, so I think there's gonna be more options for multiplayer in the future, more game modes and stuff. Nintendo Switch is being worked on, which is amazing news to hear. So lots of news, guys. Hopefully that kind of gives you guys some insight to what's been going on with SKATER XL, because we don't really hear too much from them officially. If you guys enjoy this kind of video, make sure to like and subscribe on the channel for more of these. And yeah, later.